The first story is Ulat Jao. Reverse yourself. Two Hindi words, Ulat Jao, just reverse. Reverse yourself. Turn yourself. These great teachers teach out of compassion. What do they teach? Do you know what do they teach? They teach the truth. Truth is indestructible, immortal. This message of God comes through, sometimes through children, sometimes through crazy people, sometimes through these mystics, saints. Sometimes it comes from here, within. Sometimes I ask people, when you have any problem, you cannot make any decision, wait for 3 days. Go within yourself, ask yourself, really what do I want in my life? You will find your indwelling self will talk to you. We call it viveka. In English, conscience. Your conscience will tell you what is right, what is wrong. Most people do not have that connection. For the reason they make all kinds of mistakes and they suffer. Always obey your conscience. Your conscience is your greatest friend. And that message comes from God. So this guru, these holy people, gives a mantra. That is called second birth. When you are born, your mother, your biological mother and father, they gave this body. But the guru gives a spiritual body. The father puts the seed into the mother's body, so guru seeds the seed in the Vagishwari, the goddess of wisdom, which is within your heart, so that that seed will fructify, will take a shape, will take a form. You listen to the mantra, then reflect on the mantra, then meditate on it. The guru leaves, but the mantra remains, it works. When Buddha was dying, Ananda asked, Master, when you will die, who will teach us? My message, Pitaka. My basket, 3 baskets full of teachings. 184,000 teachings I left behind. They will teach you. Christ, Buddha, Ramakrishna are all gone. But still their teachings are inspiring millions of people all over the world. Purano Varka Adhuna Uditaha. In the Bhagavatam, Krishna says that when I shall depart, my life and message will inspire people. Stavana Japana Moolam Sri Guru Bhaktravani. The message of the teacher, Guru, inspires the disciples all through the ages. And this message should be tasted, should be practiced. This message does not come from the books, it comes from the heart, from the illumined souls. A man came, he was a very rich man, to this teacher and said, I have a lot of restlessness and I am very unhappy in my life. I practice some spiritual disciplines. I do worship. I finished my education. I am very quite well to do. I have lot of money, no problem. My children are also well established. I do not have any personal problems too much, but still I have no peace of mind. Could you tell me how can I have peace? This reminds me that a story that a young man came to him and said, "Sangshare bodo jala, jantrana." There's too much burning, pain in this family life, in the world. He smiled and said, "Hey, sir, listen, this young man says there is a lot of burning, suffering in this world. Hey, did you hear this young man says that there is a lot of burning and suffering in this world?" In this way, he repeated the same thing among the devotees. Then he said, "Whole night you have drunk bottle after bottle of wine. Will you not stagger in the morning? All through your life you are drinking this worldliness. Will you not burn? But love God. All burning will disappear from your life." So this teacher said, he smiled and said, "Ulaj jao, reverse yourself." Then he told this story. Once a great scholar was teaching all over the places, but he had no peace of mind. He was very unhappy, but he was a great scholar, great professor, great teacher. One day he went to take bath in the river, and a fish came near him and said, "I am thirsty." The philosopher looked at the fish and said, "This fish is very strange. You live in water all the time and you are asking me I am thirsty? You are telling me I am thirsty? It is absurd." The fish says, "Really I am thirsty, though I live all the time in the water." Then the philosopher was thinking, I shall have to give us some suggestion, you see. If you ask me a question, I must tell something to you. So he said, "Why do you not put water in through your mouth?" "Well, I do, but don't you see I have two gills? All water goes out through the gills. No water goes into my stomach. For the reason I am thirsty." Then the philosopher said, "Now you take the water and put into your mouth and close the gills and go upside down. Then the water will go into your stomach." Then the fish said to that philosopher, "The same instruction for you." The same instruction for you means you are teaching, but it is all going out. Nothing is going inside you. Ulaj jao. A fish, if you take the fish through the mouth and close the gills and it goes upside down, then water will automatically go into the stomach. That will remove his thirst, you see. Then, what did he say? Well, you read, you speak, but nothing goes inside your stomach. That is the reason you have no peace of mind. In English, it is called conversion. In Upanishad, it is called abrita chakshuhu. This word you try to understand. What is abrita chakshuhu? This is one of my favorite verses of the Upanishad. Paranchikhani Pitrinath Swambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyanti Nantratman Koshidhira Prattagatmanamakshat Avrita Chakshu Amritattamichan. God created the senses so that our mind goes outside. But there are some people, they shut the senses and their minds go within. and they behold the self, the Atman. Close the eyes means close the senses. If I close the senses, Swami, I see darkness. For the time being, you may see darkness. Stay there. Learn how to close the eyes. Learn how to practice meditation. Slowly, slowly you will see the light within. It takes a little time. The Atman, the self-luminous self is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You will see it. Wait. Learn how to close the eyes. Swamiji said that in the West, if you see a person have a spiritual vision, you will see always looking up. You know, we have a picture of Christ in our living room, library, you will see Christ is looking up, eyes open. In India, that is perhaps his transfiguration. In India, just the reverse. You will find all these saints, seers of truth, always their pictures you will find closed eyes. All Buddha's pictures you will find closed eyes. That is the picture of meditation. You see, it is extremely important to read one's own mind. We read people's mind, we criticize people, we see everything outside, but we never try to check ourselves, what is within us. When we learn how to read our minds, the fun begins. Really, you will see, really, I see fault in everybody. Do I have any faults? I am free, am I perfect? I see all my shortcomings. The more you will see your shortcomings, the more you will be humble. The more you will try to clear them, correct them. The problem is we do not know how to close our eyes and make self-introspection. It is extremely important to check ourselves. That is said, ulojja, go within. Biporjaya. The more we forget God, the more we find trouble in our lives. You see, if you go toward the sun will, the light, your face will be luminous of the sunlight. And if you stand behind the sun will be at back, your face will be dark. So we every day sit in the shrine, face God, so that you can see that light on your face. Why Hindus are very practical in this respect. They set up a shrine. Shrine is at that time you are facing God. You are face to face with God. And the more you see God, Maya disappears. Ignorance goes away. Where there is light, there is no darkness. I remember in 1971, I went to Paris, in France. My friend took me to Versailles, the big palace, huge. My goodness, that furniture and there, all these paintings. I have never seen such huge palace. So my friend showed me, do you see this? Inside the palace there is a church. And when the king came, the subject faced the king and put their back to Lord Jesus. King is higher than God. So it reminded me, we are supposed to face God, and there people faced the king, not God. Just reverse. This world is a mixture of good and bad. Sitta nirte mithun. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that sand and sugar are mixed together. The ant knows how to pick this sugar particle, rejecting the sands. Milk and water are mixed together. The swan sips the milk and rejects the water. Similarly, this world is a mixture of good and bad. Learn how to pick the good things in this world and reject unreal bad things. What is ignorance? Ignorance makes the thing reverse. The thing which is unreal, we think that is real. The thing which is impure, we think that is pure. The thing which is full of misery, we think that brings happiness. The thing which is anatman, dull matter, we think that is consciousness. So, you will have to reverse it. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Shegharer ulto chabi. If you enter the house of God, generally you put the key like this and this is the way you turn the key. But if you want to go to God's house, you will have to turn the key the opposite direction, like this. It is just opposite, and that is the truth. Swami, billions of people are moving this direction, they are all wrong, they are all wrong. What did Jesus say? He who followeth me shall not walketh in darkness. I am the light of the world. Sometimes, religion is not a big thing. Sometimes my guru's guru used to say, check these three things. Shattasri, hold the truth. Second, control your senses. Third, control your worldly desires. You will be spiritual. Three things. Be truthful, control your senses, control your worldly desires. The yogis also practice these teachings and in a reverse way. Sometimes you will see they have their hedge stand. What does it mean? That they just reverse the process. If the blood goes into your brain, it will be very, your brain will be purified and all these things. And they do khechuri mudra. The tongue is like this, they reverse the tongue so that they can hold the breath and can live long. He says that just reverse it. The way you are leading life, just reverse it. But the Swami, then whole world will collapse. What to do? Do you know what Swami Vivekananda said? Those who come to the religious life, 80% people lead secular religion. A little bit, yoga and bhoga, enjoyment and the God, they manage both sides. 80% lead, I have job, family, money, enjoyment, everything I have. I go to Sunday church and just, just read a little religious books, that's it. 80% people are like that. And 15% people become crazy. Unbalanced, crazy. And 5% people are sincere. And among them, 1 or 2 will succeed. What does it do? Mind flows in one direction. It is going through the world. And if we want to take that mind toward God, we'll have to give a break. Patanjali mentioned in his Yoga Sutra, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tanirudha. You can stop this continuous worldly current of the mind through non-attachment and repetition of practice. Practice. Sometimes when I was young, I used to take a vow. I used to tell my body, sit here, don't move 1 hour. I won't let you move. And my body would obey. I won't let you move. Sometimes we tell the minds, don't think anything. Keep quiet. In this way, slowly, slowly, you will get self-mastery through your determination, resolution. And you will really, it will be, later on, it will become your second nature. You will develop tremendous power inside. Then the spiritual current will flow within. Next teaching, diary likh do. A rich woman lost her husband, lost her only son, came to this holy man and said, what shall I do? I am sad, broken-hearted. He looked at her and said, you are really grief-stricken for your son, I know. Take Krishna, the baby Krishna, as your son. Focus your whole mind on God and think God as your own son. That woman's life was changed. She built a huge temple. I visited that temple. They spent 900,000 rupees at that time in 30s for the temple. The Balananda advised her, look, my mother, he always used to address women as mother. As soon as you get up from your bed, think of your chosen deity, Krishna. Lord, now I shall begin my work. Then when your work is done, you write, Lord, I work for you. Write these things in your diary. Then you will see that everything is His, not yours. Sab tera, not sab mera. Everything is yours, Lord. I am not the owner, I am just the manager. I am just your maid servant, my Lord. Just allow me to serve you. Then he said, look, when you are not born, your husband, your family owned that huge estate. When you will die, still that estate will remain. You did not come with money. You will not go with money. Just for a few days you established your ownership on that wealth. It reminds me of the great saying of Job in the Old Testament, naked came I from my mother's womb, naked shall I return thither. You came naked, you will go naked. Nothing will go with you. Sometimes I say, when you were born, did you come with friend or enemy? Never. You make friends, you make enemies through your action, through your behavior, through your talk. You know, sometimes think about this. The Balananda Brahmachari, I remember when he was a little boy, he used to go on the bank of the Shipra river in Ujjain, where they have a Kumbh Mela. He used to see how the human bodies are burnt into the cremation ground. Seeing that, he got renunciation. This is the goal of human body. Nothing will go with you. And how we fight, quarrel for petty things, for small things. Sometimes one lady used to come here. She says, Swami, every morning I watch on the computer, she has some stocks and bonds, you know. And the day stock is up, my mind is happy. The day stock is down, I am unhappy. I tell my goodness, your happiness and misery depend upon the stock market. It is up and down, up and down. Just think of that. When she will die, will she carry a single penny with her? No. This is called life. The teacher continued, a person works in darkness, another person works in light. The person who is working in darkness all the time, he says, my, I, my. I told you many times, what is Maya? The warp and woof of Maya is I and my. If there is no I and my, there is no world. This whole world will disappear from your mind. Think of that. If there is no I, there is no my. There is no world. That Vedanta teaches. I remember one monk told me, do you know what is the meaning of the cross? Cut your capital I. Cut your ego. That is Christ. That is Christ consciousness. The person who works for I, for his selfish motive, he works in darkness and he suffers. The person who works for God, he works in light. Jat jat karma karumi tat tadakilam shambhu tavaradhanam. Whatever work I do, O Lord, it is your worship. You may work in your office, but that work you can transform into as worship. Your boss gave you a job so that you can have money. With that money, you can take care of your food, clothing, shelter, car, everything. So your job is bringing money so that you can survive in this world and can practice meditation and spiritual disciplines. That is the way we try to transform work as worship. Beautiful. A great scholar came to this yogi and he said, do you know how to make God your own? This great scholar I read his book, Gita's commentary. Great scholar. A holy man was passing through the street and then he found a palace. He went to inside the palace and asked the owner, is this house belong to you? No, it belongs to the Lord. This beautiful swimming pool, lake, are they belong to you? No, they belong to the Lord. Then beautiful flower garden, is it belong to you? No, it belongs to the Lord. Then he found a beautiful temple in his property. This shrine, does it belong to you? Yes. Everything in this property belongs to God, but God only belongs to me. A mandir amar thakur. This temple belongs to my beloved Lord. This Lord is only mine, and everything belongs to Him. This is the way we can make God our own. My husband, my wife, my children, my home, my family, everything belongs to God. Only God belongs to me. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful example. Sabche bado Prithivi, this vast universe, this earth. The ocean is greater than the earth. The sky, the space is greater than the earth and the ocean. And the God is greater than earth, ocean and the space. But what is the greatest place in this world? The heart of a devotee. He meditates that infinite God in this finite heart. So the greatest space, greatest spot in this world is human heart, where he thinks of God. This is the way the great mystics taught. Just reverse it. What does the Guru do? He gives a mantra. The guru is just like a eye surgeon. If you have cataract, and you have a laser surgery, he removes the cataract in no time. That is guru's job. When a disciple comes blind with Maya, confused, he cuts the eye so that he can see the light. There are 3 kinds of initiation. First, Shambhavi. That initiation is for the pure soul. The moment they get the mantra, they think of the Lord and immediately they get the experience. Second, Shakti. The Guru transmits power into the hearts of the devotees, disciples. And gradually, through practicing spiritual disciplines, he gets light, he finds light. Third, Onu, Anobi. At that time, a disciple has a lot of impurities inside the mind. Through asana, pranayama, japa, practicing austerity, meditation, in this way, slowly he removes all of his animal nature, bad impressions, and gradually he evolves and sees the light. Then this teacher gave a beautiful illustration. Perhaps you bought a tanpura, musical instrument, sitar, or your guitar. If you do not use for 1 or 2 months, it will be rusted a little bit, but if you rub a little bit, sitar is a musical, that is string instrument. If you rub a little bit, immediately you can start playing. Perhaps 2-3 years you did not touch your musical instrument at all, it will be rusted. At that time, do you know what do you need? You need sandpaper. And rub this string. Then it will again be smooth and polished. Again you can play this sound. So, sandpaper. We need sandpaper on your heart. I sometimes make joke, that if Sri Ramakrishna would come to America and see the vacuum cleaner, he would merge into Samadhi. Vacuum cleaner, I never saw vacuum cleaner in India. Vacuum cleaner, American people, if you can try to invent one vacuum cleaner for the mind, just how to remove the dirt from the mind through vacuum cleaner. Try. Why don't you? You will get a lot of millions of dollars, I can assure you. Vacuum cleaner for the mind. I saw in Laguna Beach, they say body tune up. Body tune up. One girl, there is a wooden chair on the beach, and the girl, gives a little adjustment on the neck and back. They call it body tune up, $5. American people know how to make money. Body tune up, so mind vacuum cleaner, if you can invent something, really it would be marvelous. We will not have to go to any place, Funny. Up to this tonight. Beautiful. I shall give perhaps several talks on these stories of this great saint. Remember, practice. Practice brings perfection. Every day, do something, learn something.